It's Movie Time is produced by John DeSando. Listen to the shows and read reviews online at WCBE.org.
I'm John DeSando.
I'm Keith Hake.
I'm Wayne Miller.
And this is It's Movie Time. Keith,
Yes, John?
I know you've seen the old RoboCop, 1978,
Many times.
and now you've seen the new RoboCop,
Is it a new RoboCop?
the recent iteration of RoboCop. And your evaluation by looking at both of them?
They're both, the nice thing is they're both completely different movies. So it's not a remake. It has some of the same elements. So when you go into it, you're not going to see the 1987 movie,
Okay.
Which was kind of a pleasant surprise. It's just not a remake. The original one was more like a Charles Bronson, Clint Eastwood, sci-fi revenge film.
Okay.
The newer one is a little bit more cerebral and a little bit more political. But both good movies, and the old one, in the 1997 movie, the villains were definitely bad. You knew right from the start that the villains were bad. They were raping people, killing people, drugs everywhere, shooting anybody up. It didn't matter. The new one, it's more of a slow play. The individuals, all of them, slowly get a little bit worse as they go along. They make decisions that make them more evil towards the end.
Well, look at how bad can Michael Keaton be?
Oh, I thought he was good in this one. I thought Gary Oldman was good.
Oh, great.
And I agree with Keith. This one's much more political with a Bill O'Reilly type of Fox News character played by Samuel L. Jackson.
No.
Oh, I knew
Not-
that you
not
would.
Bill
would
O'Reilly.
It looked like O'Reilly to me.
No,
Yeah,
MSNBC,
right down to the,
no.
right down to the hair.
Oh.
What I think was missing in this one that I really liked with the first one, the humor. And I was hoping for some humor because I was trying to catch during some of the scenes that it was a TV show and there would be a scrolling message at the bottom, and some of them were very funny, like saying, studies out, beer more popular than water. You know, Mexico now cracking down on American illegals that they call aliens. I thought there would be more humor. There wasn't. But what I did like about this one, there was more of a character development of the family. In the original one, the son and wife were gone, missing from the picture. They left. This one, and it ended on kind of a, not to give away something for the audience out there, but it ended on more of a positive note as far as the family dynamics.
Well, you know, in a couple of places where you guys are talking, first of all, the technology in this new one, of course, is superior. Where the CGI is just terrific and quite there's a lot of similarity for me to Iron Man, which is not necessarily good. And the thing that I don't like about it, the formula in which it drags in the family. And you know, anytime you do that, I'm always going, oh, God, home. Do you think there'll be hostages? How do you think this is going to work? And the very thing that gives it humanity is the thing that makes me impatient to get to.
Right.
Well, that's you. You know, you're rather, that way. Inhuman.
Yeah. I'll tell you another thing that I really missed, and this is not a new observation with me. I think other people have observed this. There's no action on the streets of Detroit.
Right.
Very bland. It's just kind of a background.
I mean, why not go to Quebec and set it there? You might as well.
Might as well have, yes.
Or Stockholm, Sweden, since the star Joel Kinnaman, Swedish.
Really, yeah. You know, so I thought that was lost, and certainly the idea that the director hadn't taken advantage of Detroit.
Yeah.
Even in the years between then and now, it has been such a difficult city. There's so much, it seems to me, to do there, and he just avoided it.
You had mentioned that you compared it more to Iron Man. I compared it more to the recent reboot with Christian Bale of Batman. Down to the dark suit. And I like the tie-in. I can see Michael Keaton saying, I like the
dark suit.
like in black. Yeah, it looked like your Batman outfit back in the late 80s.
Well, let me clarify. I liken the visual and the suit to Iron Man.
Okay.
But I do contrast the difference between Kinnaman and Downey Jr. And the parts that they play.
Yeah, much more gravitas than Kinnaman's role.
Yeah.
And I thought he did a very good job.
Now, what do you think of the reveal of what he has become? RoboCop has become. You know, in the original movie,
Yeah.
it was about halfway through before he finally took off his visor,
Yeah.
and you got to see the face, and it was kind of pinned back a little bit,
Yeah.
and it was very disturbing.
Right.
Now this one, not to give anything away, they let you know what he has become
Yeah.
right away,
Yeah.
and it's very, very disturbing
Yeah.
of what is left of the man.
It was Nancy Allen. She played the cop, his partner. That did a very good job in that. And in fact, she was in all three, of the RoboCop movies, whereas Weller was just in the first two. But she did a very good job with that. Now, his partner in this one, I really like. A lot of people recognize him as Omar from HBO's The Wire, that series, Michael K. Williams. Excellent actor, and I thought that was a nice touch, though.
But again, compared to the first one with Nancy Allen as the partner, the gum chewing, gum popping,
Yeah.
a lot more seemed to be caring for the RoboCop character, for Alex Murphy. And even
Yes.
though she had just
Yeah.
met him,
Yeah.
where this one, they seem to be long friends or
Yeah.
friends for a long time, but not a lot of care in
Yeah.
between them.
Yeah.
And you had mentioned the highlight of the film for me was Gary Oldman's
Yes.
portrayal of the Dr. Frankenstein,
Yeah.
RoboCop, and his ambivalence about what he was doing. Very, very good. And I
Right.
know it's a little bit over the top as the scientist who's conflicted, but I really found that absorbing, and because they gave him scope. They
Yeah.
let him.
Now, the one thing I want to get out there before we're done here.
Yes.
I was very interested in who directed this. I never heard of the guy, so I googled him. Jose Padilla.
Padilla, yeah.
And basically, a Brazilian. It's his first American movie. He did a documentary, but also two movies called Elite Squad in Brazil. Small budget compared
Yes.
to this $130 million reboot, about $6 million. I want to go see those movies because they say it's gritty, it's hard hitting, and it's much more realistic. So I'm very interested in seeing.
But you
what
can
he
see
does.
why they selected him.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
All right, gentlemen, it's time.
It's that time
Yes, it is
Already.
that time.
already.
Keith, we're going to let you, because you're the newbie here, we're going to let you tell us what grade you would award RoboCop 2014.
I thought long and hard about this because first off, I don't think the film should have been remade.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it was remade, and since it's completely different, I'm going to base it just on what it is,
Yes.
and I'm going to give it a B minus.
All right?
I same thing. I really thought long and hard on this and was weighing between a B plus, a C plus and a B minus. But when I came down on it, I thought, okay, we have so many reboots. I'm going to forget the first one, which I like very much.
Yes.
I think on its own merits and with the acting involved as well as the special effects, I'm giving it a B.
Okay. And, you're both where I'd like you to be, which is evaluating this film without trying to drag in the old one. And I like that. Now, for me, this is a C minus because it's such a formula. I'm just ho-humming it all the way.
Understand.
Yeah, right. Anyway, another good movie at this time of year, and
Yes.
we have come
Yeah.
not to even expect a
Fun.
good,
Yeah.
an entertaining
It's fun to see.
movie.
Yeah.
Definitely fun to see.
And let's just be happy that we get something like this before May.